Prakatike Hawa, Prakatike Hawa Sai, Bahasoro Hahakodas. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness, to the house of David the elect. I was a high spirit willing lawyer. And today I want to go into a topic entitled, how Jake is still a slave, man. Okay? So I was thinking about this topic yesterday, all right? But long story short, Jake, if you look at Jake's circumstances, man, all right, it's just slavery polished up. It's slavery 2.0, whether it's Jake working a 9 to 5 and he's a debt slave, the average Jake is a debt slave, man. All right, whether you got an apartment, whether you got a house, even Jake that own lands. I know a brother was breaking down, Priest of Yash. Like, even if you buy land, it's just property taxes. Even if you got money in the fucking bank, in your savings accounts, Esau charges you to have money in a savings account because it's established to where you never accumulate wealth. See, the real wealth is through the elites, because wealth generates money. Wealth generates money. In Shalom, so you Aqua tune again to this live stream. Wealth generates money. But Jake is a fucking slave, man. And somebody had an AI reenacting of Jake in the hood. It was a one Jake walking past the group of other young Jakes, and they was pressing that young Jake. They was like, "Where you from? Where you from? What?" And they got into a tussle, But then the Edomite walked past them, and he was like, "It's funny, they're not fighting me over their neighborhood, and I'm gentrifying their neighborhood." And it was an AI representation of how Jake moves, man. Like, Jake doesn't understand how powerful how powerless he is, man. Jake doesn't understand how powerless he is, man, because he doesn't know what it means to exist as a nation, starting with the Most High giving us land to possess it. And if the foundation of your nation is you have land to possess, all right, you're not going to have to worry about a 9 to 5 until you're 70 years old. You're not going to worry about a retirement plan. All right? And so many Jakes are over 40, 50 years old without a driver's license, without, anything in their name, because Jake then went to prison and Jake lost everything, man. And I know for a fact that when Jake, gets incarcerated and you come back with less than zero, man. Because in Babylon, you have to have your basics, But Jake comes back, man. And long story short, Jake doesn't have much. Even Jake that doesn't go to prison, it's just that the way this world is set up, it's hard to accumulate resources, man. All right? Because the fastest way to wealth is home ownership. All right? But Esau already knows that. He already has that information. So the average Edomite has somebody in their family statistically who can pass off a will, leave off a will. But Jake doesn't. And by the time Jake owns a house, Jake is old. All right? Or the neighborhood then went down. I've seen that too. Jake will move his family into a house, but 10 years later, the neighborhood, the house is in the hood. House that got broken into because Jake ain't shit, man. Your neighbors ain't shit. All right? Because of the curses, you'll move into a house. But guess what? Your neighborhood is deteriorating because of the curses. Or you and your woman are divorced or split, See, other factors have to play in before Jake accumulates wealth. Because you could get a woman and y'all can have a game plan. But Lord forbid, she leaves. Child support keeps Jake from accumulating resources. Section 8, WIC, HUD housing. That keeps Jake from having the mindset of building anything. So a lot of so-called black women, they would rather receive government assistance than to build with Jake. You see? That's why you had a lot of so-called black-owned towns during the Jim Crow period. But after the Jim Crow period, where were the black-owned towns? Where were the so-called black districts? All right, because so many programs were put in place in the grand scheme of things to keep Jake from building anything, man. Planned Parenthood, abortion, even the concept of marriage. The original framework for marriage in America was you most likely got a virgin, maybe, I don't know, 100 years ago. But the original trajectory was find a husband, be a wife and a mother. And that was a woman's happiness. I'm a wife and a mother. And that worked when it came to building wealth. But now a woman is already psychologically polluted. And who knows if she gonna stay with you or not, man. And then when she leaves, she wants everything. You know how many millionaires got married and the bitch left? Now she wants everything. You know? So how can Jake accumulate wealth if the average Babylonian woman has a disposition to leave? You see? Because Esau wants it to where you don't accumulate wealth. Part of the reward of the kingdom is that you're going to dwell in safety and you're going to have your own. Even a bottom tier Israelite is going to have his own. That's not natural. That's not natural. Salak for my voice. But that's not natural to live in an apartment all your fucking adult life, man. That's not natural to pay a mortgage all your life. That's not natural. You know, to not have any children. You know, Jake 40, 50 don't have children. Jake know it's not economically feasible. It's not natural, man. Part of your joy as an Israelite is supposed to come from having children. But we are under the curses. It's not natural to raise kids and they go off in the world and you never hear from them. You know? You know? It's not natural to die broke as an Israelite. It's not natural, but it's the curses. Curse be ye coming in, curse be ye going out. A lot of Jakes, they died without a will put in place. They died without life insurance, man. That's a fucking curse. They go back to the Most High without having anything to pass down to their children. You know? How can you pass down anything to your offspring if statistically there's a chance that they might not even be your biological offspring? Because 30% of men who get paternity tested are not the father. See? So Jake like to think that he's not a fucking slave. Nigga, you a fucking slave. And Keisha, you a slave too. You know? Keisha, you a slave. You know? But Esau really targets that man, the Israelite man. You know? So from that perspective, even the concept of college, going to college, most Israelite women go to college. Well, they go to college to be debt slaves for Esau. They don't have the mindset to build anything, man. That's how you know we've been broken as a fucking race, man, as a fucking nation, man. See, this is the economical part of the scriptures that I like to get into, man. Sirach 38, it goes into the farmer, you know, how he guides the ox with the goad, the G-O-A-D. All right, it goes into the blacksmith, it goes into the potter, because those are key essential careers that are made for existing as a sovereign nation. We're not going to have to do those things that the kingdom will have servants to do it for us, but But you're gonna need those. You're gonna need the farmer when you own your own land. You're gonna need the blacksmith to utilize the elements such as iron to make tools. All right. You're gonna need the potter to make vessels to eat and drink out of. There's no paper plates, styrofoam plates, cups. All right, in a natural world, man. All right, you're gonna need women who understand the manner of women who are cultured to be helpmates, to nurture babies. All right, to prepare food, you know, to really guide the house. And you're going to have men who go into apprenticeship at a young age. So by the time they're 12, they're fully ready for their career. Or like the scriptures goes into, and the elder apostle was getting into it, Jacob go into a ditch of servitude at 12, and by the time he's 19, he's established. You know? You see? Right now, man, Jacob be 40, 50, 60 years old and never had accumulated a skill. He would be 40 and never made babies. And there's no disrespect to sisters that may not have children, because look, man, we're in captivity. So when I say certain things, just understand the context of in which I'm saying it, you know? Just understand that context, okay? But Jake, and even, I forgot which celebrity it was some rapper. He was basically breaking down like, we not rich. They might have been Boosie. It's like rappers, they still rap. And you have singers that's been singing for decades. That's been singing since the 60s and the 70s. It's like, why are they still singing? Man, a lot of those celebrities are in debt. I know someone that used to work at a like Saks department store, and they said a lot of those celebrities, they are in debt. You know, they owe money. So when it comes to Israelites, man, they have to work till they die, no matter if they are in the blue collar world or the entertainment industry. Jake got kids and ex-wives and child support. That's reoccurring. That's reoccurring, man. All right. Jake they got houses and car notes, and you know they're just upper class broke slaves, and they gotta keep singing and dancing and keep bringing in money because they have reoccurring payments. That's how you know that's the aspect of captivity. In Baruch it says that what's that saying, Baruch? How we're subject to payments. So reoccurring payments. That's a form of captivity, because what the scripture said, the borrower is a servant to the lender. So it's hard to just get a couple meal and chill when you got, you know, ex-wives or baby mamas, and you got kids that constantly need tutoring and private school, and you got car notes, and you know. So even if it look like Jake has money, Jake has reoccurring payments, man. That's a form of captivity. Reoccurring payments, man. Celebrities got lawsuits. Celebrities made bad investments. Someone asked Sinbad, how did he go broke? And one of the things he said was bad investments. I think a lot of celebrities make bad investments. Somebody put some in their ear, make certain investment with their money that seems promising. They'll fucking go broke, man. All right, the scripture says, cursed be thy basket and thy store. So, Jacob go broke, man. You know? But that's pretty much the point, man. Jacob be on some tough guy shit. Like, nigga, you got an ankle bracelet on. Certain jobs I work, you see Jake, some tough guy shit. Like, nigga, you just came fresh from indoor slavery. You know? Like, what do you own? What do you run? Jake be in the hood, they want to press you. If you're in the hood, they want to press you. But you can't stop Esau from gentrifying your hood. You know? That's why destruction to this place is the best thing that happened to Jake, man. Yahweh Shai coming back is the best thing that happened to Jake, man. You know? But, you know, that's pretty much the point, you know. With that, I hope you brothers and sisters are edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kahakadash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness, to the house of David the elect, Abba, Kom Yasha'Allah, Shalom.